Hi, sophomores. This is Ms. Gonzalez. I am here today to help you make a decision for next year. What U.S. history class should you take? Should you take AP U.S. history or college prep U.S. history? Now, I teach both of these classes, so I figured I would help you out and try to point out some similarities and differences and, answer some questions that you may all have. So let's get started. Okay, so now as you can see on this slide, they both look very similar on paper, right? But what is the big difference? Well, let me go back to actually the one thing that they both will do. They both are designated to prepare all students for the college level humanities courses. So they will all make you great writers, they will both make you great readers, and they will both help you discuss. Maybe one more in depth than the other, and I'll tell you which one. But you will be a successful college student regardless of what class you take. Now, with that being said, I will tell you that the big difference here is that the AP US History class is specifically designed to prepare students for the AP College Board exam. Now, this is going to be very important because you will see in the upcoming slides that there is going to be more homework, more writing emphasis, more maybe studying and reading because of this. Another thing to note is that the AP College Board exam is in May, so we have less time as a class to cover content, therefore there is going to be a lot more emphasis on the student individually doing a lot on their own. So if you are a student that is okay with that and can do that, then AP US History is probably a good gig for you. If you are not, if you're someone who depends on your teacher to give you all the content and all the resources and you don't do a lot of studying on your own, then it may not be the best for you. But let's talk more about the other differences between these two. Okay, now as far as what units are we covering, what are they thematic, are they not, what are we, what content are we going to look at? I will say that there is a difference. So let's go and start with College Prep US History. College Prep US History will take this thematic approach. What this means is that we will not look at events in a chronological order. Instead, we will look at things that have happened, not things that have happened. We will look at themes that have occurred in history, and we will go from there. This is very similar to your world history class, so this might be very easy for you to follow because you've already been doing that. So for example, first semester, there are 3 units. We are going to look at the creation of America. With Unit 2, it's all about immigration. So what does it mean to be an immigrant, an American? Unit 3, Modern America Takes Shape. This is all about the economy. Second semester, there are 2 units. The first unit here is Unit 4, and this one's all about civil rights, race relations reform. Unit 5 is all about the wars, so war and rumors of war. Now, AP US History, there are more units, Unit 1 through 9. We do try to follow the College Board units, so that's why we set them up like this. Another big difference you will see is that we start to cover AP US History from the beginning of time when Columbus sailed, right? So 1491 all the way to present day. Now, going back to College Prep US History, we don't start with 1491. We start with colonial America, which is 1607. So you do miss out on those 200 years of history, which we do cover in depth in AP US History. Now, we talk about Native Americans and the effects of colonization on on Native Americans in that unit. So that's Unit 1 and 2. So that is the big difference. Also, it is a chronological approach for AP US History. It is new this year, and it'll continue like this for next year. All right, as far as grading, now if you look at the categories, they look exactly the same, pretty similar, but the weights are different. Why do they look different? Because like I said, for AP US History, we focus on the writing. Now with the writing, it is weighted heavier in AP US History, 50%. This is, it includes 3 different kind of essays that you will learn and become an expert on. With College Prep US History, we don't focus on these 3. We do different kinds of writing. That's why it is weighted differently at 35%. And then the other 2 categories are very similar, speaking and communication, and then working habits is the same as homework and classwork. And you have the A through F breakdown, very similar, actually exactly the same in both classes traditionally, right? 90 to 100 is an A, 89 to 80 is a B, so on and so forth. Now, homework. Yes, you will have a lot more homework in AP US History than in College Prep US History. Actually, in College Prep US History, we don't really like to give homework. If you do get homework, it's usually about once a week, and it's only about 30 minutes, if that. In AP US History, you are going to have more. Why? Because we can't cover everything in class, and you are going to have to take it on your own to go and hit the books, right? Go back and review what we covered that day. Or maybe something didn't make sense to you, so you're going to go back and research on your own. You're going to look over your notes. Maybe you're going to do some rereading of some of the primary or secondary sources that we read. It doesn't mean that I'm going to assign you the homework. It just means that you should know to do it if you want to be successful in this class. So if you're someone who's already taking two other other AP courses, then you probably should not take AP US History because it's going to be overwhelming. You will be just fine in College Prep US History. If you are only taking maybe one other AP US History class, or you really love history and you want to know a lot more and you want to get in depth and you want to become a better writer, and it's not about the grade for you, then maybe AP US History might be a good fit for you. I guess that goes for both classes. If you're not a big history buff, if you don't like US History, don't take AP US History. You're going to be miserable in this class. Stick to College Prep US History. You have to take it anyway, and you'll have to do less writing and reading and less studying. And the biggest difference here, in AP US History, students will have to take more responsibility on their own for learning and study habits. Again, we do move at a faster pace with greater depth, so be prepared for that. If you miss one class, it makes a big impact, right? You're going to have to get that from someone because you weren't there. Whereas in College Prep US History, if you miss one day, it might not be that big of a deal. There are also less group projects and more individual responsibility in AP US History, and very discussion heavy. We discuss a lot because we read very dense primary source documents. You discuss almost every day, if not every day, especially when we are in person. So if you're someone who's more introverted and likes to do or doesn't like to talk as much to your peers, then maybe AP US History is not for you. Group discussions are essential to your learning in AP US History, so keep that in mind. I hope I answered all of your questions. If not, please feel free to reach out. I wish you luck.